9. Should I start over? This is Berks County Commissioner Christian Leinbach, and I want to welcome you to the Berks County Board of Commissioners meeting for May the 26th. We are broadcasting live via Microsoft Teams live event, also broadcasting through BCTV, Facebook, and YouTube Live. At this time, I'd like to recognize my Executive Assistant, Anne Marie Grill.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A, Facebook, YouTube. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much, Anne Marie. Before we begin, I would encourage those that are listening, watching, and here in person, as we stand for a moment of silence before the pledge, that we especially remember the family, friends, law enforcement, investigators that are involved in another senseless and tragic school shooting in Texas. Please stand for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any additions or corrections for the May 12th, 2022 Commissioner meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We did have an executive session yesterday. I didn't get the information, but I was there, so help me out. We dealt with personnel. We dealt with contract negotiations. We dealt with litigation, and I think that was it. We actually had two different ones yesterday. One was just personnel. The other one dealt with all three. Anne Marie, is there any public comment on specific agenda items?
No, there are not.
Thank you. Yes, Christine?
There was an executive session Monday as well.
And that was?
Personnel.
Personnel as well. Sorry about that. Normally I ask for that information and I just got to my agenda and realized I missed that. So thank you very much. Under the agenda, item 1, authorizing. Under that, Budget Department adopt a resolution authorizing 2022 budget transfers in the amount of $38,300 and 2022 appropriations in the amount of $794,002 per listing dated May 20th of 2022. There are several items listed under Human Resources. Item 1, authorize the appointment of Jessica Simmet to Assistant Office Manager, Systems Technician in the Assessment Office. Item 2, authorize the appointment of Brianne Hardinger to Scheduler in the jail system. Item 3, authorize the appointment of Troy Dinkle to Manager of Auditing in the Controller's Office. Item 4, authorize the appointment of Amber Columbo to Assistant Director in the Workforce Development Board. Item 5, authorize the promotion of Laurie Schneider from implementation specialist, information systems, to office manager, systems technician in assessment. We have Laurie here today, so congratulations, Laurie. She's here today in her capacity with IS. Item 6, authorize the promotion of Eric, and I always say his name wrong, Savati, from resident care counselor to resident care supervisor at the residential center. Item 7, authorize the promotion of Brandon Namath from correctional officer to sergeant in the jail system. Item 8, authorize a salary adjustment for Melanie Somans, administrative human resource assistant, Department of Emergency Services. And then item 9, authorize a salary adjustment for Derek Gerhardt, internal auditor in the controller's office. We have one item under the solicitor. Adopt a resolution authorizing Christine Sadler, solicitor, to execute the updated representation letter from Manco Gold, Catcher, and Fox, an environmental and energy law practice, to represent the county in legal matters as assigned by the county solicitor. There's one item under myself. Adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Solomon Lausch, PhD, Wyomissing, PA, to the Berks County Core Project Team, together with Health Management Associates, for the study and delivery of health and public health services. One item under Commissioner Barnhart. Adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Carolyn Basic, MBA, Reading, PA, to the Berks County Core Project Team, together with Health Management Associates for the study and delivery of health and public health services. Commissioner Rivera. Adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Michael Toledo, Reading, PA, to the Berks County Core Project Team, together with Health Management Associates for the study and delivery of health and public health services. There are several items listed under the commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Pamela Seaman, Administrator, Berks County MHDD, to the Berks County Core Project Team, together with Health Management Associates for the study and delivery of health and public health services. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Brian A. Gottschall, Director of the Berks County Emergency Services, to the Berks County Core Project Team, together with Health Management Associates for the study and delivery of health and public health services. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the Blue Cross Administrative Services Group contracts letter for 2022 health insurance benefits. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing Jeffrey Smith, warden, to execute the mutual aid agreement between the County of Berks and Chester County, Pennsylvania, to house county inmates during emergency incidents. Item E, adopt a resolution authorizing Brian Gottschall, Director of the Berks County Emergency Services, to apply for the fiscal year 2022 Emergency Management Planning Grant funding in the amount of $127,938.09. Item F, adopt a resolution authorizing Dennis Adams, Treasurer, to execute a letter from Truist Bank extending banking and treasury services for a 24-month period beginning July 1st of 2022 and ending on June 30th of 2024, and modifying the terms and fee structure. Item G, adopt a resolution authorizing the execution of the settlement agreement between the County of Berks and Berks County Domestic Relations Section, hereinafter together Berks, and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Department of Human Services and the Department of Human Services Office of Income Maintenance, Bureau of Child Support Enforcement, resolving a disputed portion of the DRS share of the county's pension contribution for calendar years 2013 and 2014. Item H, adopt a resolution authorizing a county match of $463,246 to the South Central Transit Authority for local operating financial assistance. Item I, Adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the open-end agreement time extension requested by the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation to amend the existing agreement providing reimbursement for transportation planning services by changing the expiration date from June 30th of 2022 to June 30th of 2023. This resolution supersedes Resolution 140 of 2022. Item J. Adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the 2022-2023 renewal quote to P Corp, a program of the County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania. This is for excess crime and covered bridge coverage with travelers insurance, as well as pollution liability coverage with Ace American, and presented by EHD. K, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute agreement of sale between Eric K. Talford and Julian Talford as sellers and the County of Berks as purchasers to acquire a right-of-way, a utility easement, and temporary construction easement relating to the Spring Valley Road Bridge Replacement Project over Bernhardt Creek, Muhlenberg Township. Item L. Adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute an agreement of sale between the City of Reading as the seller and the County of Berks as purchaser to acquire a right-of-way and utility easement relating to the Spring Valley Road Bridge Replacement Project over Bernhardt Creek in Muhlenberg Township. Item M, adopt a resolution authorizing the execution of Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency amendment for a subgrant requesting extension of funds for a 6-month period ending December 31st of 2022. Item N, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute an indemnity agreement between Schaefer Fireworks, Inc., Ronks, Pennsylvania, the County of Berks, regarding the fireworks show on August 2nd of 2022 in connection with Bern Township's National Night Out program. And item O, adopt a resolution authorizing the execution of the fiscal year 2020 through 2021 early intervention income and expenditure report to the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services. Item 2, a motion to authorize execution of contract agreements amendments as set forth on the attached listing on May 23rd of 2022. There are a total of 34 contracts. There are 5 with the Area Agency on Aging, 2 with the Berksheim, 2 with CareerLink, 17 with Children and Youth Services, 1 with the Commissioners, 1 with do I have here AG? That's not the Attorney General. What is Ag Department? There you go. I got caught right in the middle of all my acronyms. Thank you very much. Jesse Blauser wins the points on that one. Where was Anne Marie? She missed that. I know she's virtual, but thank you. 1 with facilities, 2 with information systems, 1 with mental health and developmental disabilities, 1 with the sheriff, and 1 with HR. Item 3, a motion to authorize execution of the payments and electronic transfers is set forth on the Controller's Office voucher listing dated May 26th of 2022.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Just 2 quick comments.
Sure.
Ebeling Bridge in Muhlenberg Township is a county-owned bridge, is part of our turnover project, ultimately to Muhlenberg Township. So there are some modifications we're making to replace that bridge, and that's why we had the easement agreements with 2 entities. And the fireworks show is actually being underwritten by Big Show at the Youth Recreation Field. So they're going to do it as part of a celebration of National Night Out with Bern Township. So I think it's a great effort on behalf of Big Show and his organization to really promote the community in a positive way.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Commissioner. It's also something important to point out. All of that property over at the North Campus is in Bern Township. Bern Township doesn't get tax money for any of that property, but they provide us services, especially in the law enforcement area. So I think it is really great that the Big Show reached out and said, hey, we'd like to do this. in conjunction with Bern Township and Bern Township law enforcement. So far, Big Show has been a great show. And this is a piece we didn't even anticipate. So
Very good partners.
Yeah.
absolutely. Anything else? Hearing no other discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. With that, we'll turn to our treasurer's report. In the absence of Dennis Adams, our treasurer, we have Shirley Benzel to provide the treasurer's report.
Thank you and good morning, Commissioners. We have an opening balance today of $254,433,796.29. We have a balance to clear of $5,110,097.64, leaving us a balance today of $249,323,698.65.
Thank you very much, Shirley. We'll move now to our county controller, Sandy Graffius, with the controller's report.
We have 2 weeks today. We'll start with the 519 report. Total accounts payable, $9,615,656.14. We had a supplemental payroll of $2,151.33 for a grand total of $9,617,807.47. Now then,
Thank
for
you.
this week,
Second one, right?
second one, yeah.
Got it.
Total accounts payable, $17,702,808.45. We had a total payroll this week of $4,710,840.65 for a grand total of $22,413,649.10.
Thank you very much, Sandy. With that, we'll move to our Chief Administrative Officer, Ron Seaman, with his report.
Thank you, Commissioner. Couple of announcements. This Saturday, May the 28th, at the Berks County Heritage Center between 10 and 11 a.m., there will be a Native American Spiritual Belief seminar. It is a free event, but pre-registration is requested, and the details on that can be found on the county webpage or the Parks Department Facebook page. Additionally, I'd like to recommend that everyone have a pleasant Memorial Day weekend, but among the festivities and gatherings, I would hope that everyone takes more than just a fleeting moment to spend some time reflecting upon those who have served our country in general, and particularly those who have made the supreme sacrifice of their life in defending our freedoms that we've come to know and sadly to say take for granted too many times. One thing about freedom is it is not free. It takes constant responsibility and input to keep it as such. And I think we're getting more and more away from remembering that, and particularly on holidays such as this. So that's all I have to offer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With that, we will move to comments from commissioners, and we'll begin with Commissioner Michael Rivera.
All right. Thank you very much, Commissioner Leinbach. I have a few comments to make today. First of all, my deepest sympathies, thoughts, and prayers to those involved in the Texas shooting. This is something horrible that should not have happened. The lives of the children there will forever be impacted in one way or another. We're just having so much conversations around the mental health and especially around the youth, and this is something that continues to exacerbate that, and something that's really tragic and should not happen. And is just yesterday we were celebrating the Red Cross Heroes Breakfast, which I want to congratulate all the heroes that were honored there yesterday. And it was very touching to see how people helped others in times of needs. They forgot about what they could or couldn't do or what danger they might get into, but they ran to help those that were in need. And that's what happened in Texas. And it's unfortunate that we have to have situations like these to bring people together to work towards a common goal. But we do appreciate those heroes who were celebrated and honored here yesterday, as well as those who helped out in Texas in the situation there. The Schuylkill River Trail Committee will be having a public outreach meeting to talk about the Leesport to Hamburg section. There is a flyer up on the screen there, and they're asking for help to best find the location for the Schuylkill River Trail between Leesport and Hamburg. That meeting will be held this coming Wednesday, June 1st at 7 p.m. in Onulani Township at 35 Onulani Drive. It's a public meeting, it's open, so please come out, especially if you like to use the trails, be a walk, bike, whatever it may be. But please come out there and share your thoughts. The goal is to connect the trail together. So if you do have time, again, that's this coming Wednesday at the Onulani Township building at 35 Onulani Drive at 7 p.m. I want to read something here on Memorial Day. Because a lot of times we look at this weekend as a long weekend, as a time for celebration, which it is. We are celebrating the lives of those men who gave the biggest sacrifice for their country. I just want to read a little bit something here about Memorial Day and its history. This Memorial Day is an American holiday observed on the last Monday of May, honoring the men and women who died while serving in the U.S. military. Memorial Day 2022 will occur Monday, May 30th. Originally known, as Decoration Day, it originated in the years following the Civil War and became an official federal holiday in 1971. The Civil War, which ended in the spring of 1865, claimed more lives than any conflict in U.S. history and required the establishment of the country's first national cemeteries. On May 5th, 1868, General John Logan, leader of an organization for Northern Civil War veterans, called for a nationwide day of remembrance later that month. The 30th of May, 1868, is designated for the purpose of strewing with flowers and otherwise decorating the graves of comrades who died in defense of their country during the late rebellion and whose bodies now lie in almost every city, village, and hamlet churchyard in the land, he proclaimed. By the late 1860s, Americans in various towns and cities had begun holding springtime tributes to these countless fallen soldiers, decorating their graves with flowers and reciting prayers. In 1966, the federal government declared Waterloo, New York, the official birthplace of Memorial Day. Waterloo, which first celebrated the day on May 5th, 1866, was chosen because it hosted an annual community-wide event during which businesses closed and residents celebrated. Memorial Day as Decoration Day gradually came to be known, originally honored only those lost while fighting in the Civil War. But during World War I, the United States found itself embroiled in another major conflict, and the holiday evolved to commemorate American military personnel who died in all wars, including World War II, the Vietnam War, the Korean War, and the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. For decades, Memorial Day continued to be observed on May 30th, but the date General Logan had selected for the first Decoration Day. But in 1968, Congress passed Uniform Military Holiday Act, which established Memorial Day as the last Monday in May. The change went into effect in 1971. The same law also declared Memorial Day a federal holiday. Many Americans observe Memorial Day by visiting cemeteries or memorials, holding family gatherings, and participating in parades. Some people wear red poppy in remembrance of those fallen in war, a tradition that began with a World War I poem. Memorial Day weekend, the long weekend comprising the Saturday and Sunday before Memorial Day and Memorial Day itself, unofficially marks the beginning of summer as well. So as you celebrate Memorial Day weekend, please keep in mind, as Ron said, stop and remember those who paid the biggest sacrifice for our freedom, and remember the families of them as well who cannot celebrate with them this weekend. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Rivera. Commissioner Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Rivera and Commissioner Leinbach. On Tuesday, County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania hosted the Comprehensive Behavioral Health Task Force in State College, and I want to publicly thank Pam Seaman, our administrator of MHDD, who handled the scenario portion of the program, as well as Nikki Schneider from BCPS, who was part of the panel to discuss reentry coalitions in the Commonwealth. We had 37 counties represented at this all-day seminar. And thinking back to the tragedy in Texas, much of the afternoon was composed of talking about trauma. And for many years, I was of the belief that trauma is something kind of more based on females' experience. 95% the number is, and I'm sure it's 100% of the trauma women face in the criminal justice system. But each and every one of the people impacted, no matter what they did or involved in Texas, will have trauma throughout the course of their life. Our keynote speaker on Tuesday, he indicated to us that at the age of 6, his father said to him, "I'm leaving, so you're the man of the house." So from that point on, his trauma resulted in a shortened life of crime until he finally had an epiphany in jail, and now has become a phenomenal member of society, really a great speaker. So you sit here and just think about what happens in a moment's notice or a few minutes, and that carries on through a person's life, and you just have to understand the trauma induced by events like this and senseless events like this, and it just more impactful now than ever. So it was a very well received day. They also did in the other room 2 sessions of programs where you literally are walking through a month of after you're released from jail and how you react to things if you're not sent out with a home plan or a reentry plan, and how that impacts you as a person coming back home from the jail or prison. So we're going to try to do that through BCPS here in the county, hopefully for our leadership through the criminal justice system, as well as I made a recommendation for maybe at CCAP's fall conference on Sunday afternoon, we can do scenarios like that for our county commissioners and our county leadership to really understand what a struggle it is for people coming back, reentering in the community. And reentry doesn't start with the day you're leaving jail or prison. It starts with the day you enter that system, that you really have to plan accordingly for that. So a lot was learned and a lot was shared on Tuesday. Had the pleasure yesterday of representing the Board of Commissioners to go up and congratulate and thank our 7 new corrections officers who are being employed by the county. It was their first day in their training academy, so it was much appreciated. I only took 2 minutes out of their training to just thank them for their efforts to become corrections officers for the county. Today at 11 a.m. is our election board meeting. 3 of the most important items to discuss is provisional ballot challenge, the court-ordered extended polling hour, undated absentee and mail-in ballot challenge, and observer distance during pre-canvassing. Also this afternoon, we will not have a Berks County Correctional Facility meeting. There will be one next Thursday. And last but not least, I too want to recognize those on Memorial Day who gave the ultimate sacrifice. I know the 3 of us are going to be participating in at least 2 events, if not 3 events, through the course of this weekend. And just, everyone enjoys an extended weekend and a holiday, but just take a few minutes to recognize those who died to keep us free. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Barnhart and Commissioner Rivera. I want to touch on several items. First of all, there are no words to describe what has happened again in the Texas school shooting. It's senseless. It's a tragedy. But we have to do more than just that. I've reached out to Dr. Jill Hackman, the head of BCIU, suggesting that it may make sense to pull together a meeting of law enforcement, courts, our mental health and developmental disabilities people to take a look at Berks County schools and what we are doing, what we're doing well, what we may need to be doing differently. This is not unprecedented. Commissioner Barnhart and I participated at least twice in similar events a number of years ago. And the idea, this is not a kumbaya meeting. It is a serious look at what we are doing. What can we do differently? One of the meetings I was involved in brought in specialists that dealt with crises in other schools and explained what their vulnerabilities were, how they addressed those vulnerabilities once they became aware of them. Part of the challenge, and I've had people say this to me, it's impossible to protect yourself against every possible threat. That's true. But that doesn't mean that you don't take every effort possible to protect yourself against every possible threat. So that we'll wait and see where that goes. But people ask, what can you do? There are a lot of things you can do. You can pray for the families, but we have to look here at our responsibility locally and ask the question, what are we doing to protect, to prevent such a tragedy here? I also want to note, on that tragic note, some very good news for the county of Berks. The county has been embroiled in in my opinion, ridiculous lawsuit with the Conestoga landfill. Actually, Republic is the owner of the Conestoga landfill. They have been for years challenging the authority of the 1988 or 1989 contract that ultimately allowed that landfill to be built, and it was built on the basis of paying host fees to the county. They wanted to get out of those host fees. Commissioner Barnhart and I both participated in the hearing and litigation that occurred here in the Berks County Court of Common Pleas before Judge Feudeman. The county ultimately won that case. It was appealed to Commonwealth Court. We won at Commonwealth Court, and it was appealed to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court by Republic. And you might ask, how much did this cost the county? It's cost the county a lot of money. But as I stated when I was on the stand in the Court of Common Pleas hearing, there was a question asked about why I didn't read the solid waste plan. And I explained, because we rely on our experts, legal and budget. And through our budget department, I knew that if we lost the host fees, we were losing over the next 30 plus years anywhere from $300 to $400 million in revenue to the taxpayers of Berks County. Now, at the moment I started to say would lose $3, the attorney for Republic said, I object. I finished my comment, and the judge took everybody back into her chambers, came back, and nothing was stricken from the record because, as the judge said to the individual, that is, you asked the question, the commissioner answered it. So the public might ask, why spend hundreds of thousands of dollars of taxpayer money in a lawsuit? That's why. And this week, we found out that the Pennsylvania Supreme Court refused to hear the case, which allows the Commonwealth decision to stand, and Republic has lost their challenge. I'll turn to our solicitor, Christine Sadler, and I do want to thank her as well as the counsel she employed, Manco Gold, who's referenced earlier in our agenda. So Christine, thank you for your leadership, as well as Garrett and Neil and all of the great work they did.
So I have a brief summary of what happened here. So on Tuesday, May the 24th, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court denied New Morgan Landfill Company's a final attempt to appeal the county's successful 2019 jury verdict. The 2019 trial involved New Morgan's obligation to pay host fees to the county of Berks on each ton of out-of-county waste accepted at the Conestoga landfill. The jury concluded in the county's favor during that trial that the county never breached its contract with New Morgan Company, and that New Morgan is obligated to pay host fees for that out-of-county waste for the life of the Conestoga landfill. In 2021, the Commonwealth Court denied New Morgan's appeal on this issue, and then this week, the Supreme Court put a final end to this litigation by declining to accept the appeal for further review. I would be remiss in saying that the host fee litigation really was a passion project of former Commissioner Mark Scott throughout his terms in office, in addition to Commissioner Leinbach and Commissioner Barnhart. This is something the previous board altogether were very passionate about. And I need to thank personally the exceptional legal services that we received from Neil Wickus and Garrett Trego, who certainly fought this battle to the bitter end. And sometimes people will comment on the amount of money that we spend on outside counsel fees and the rates in which we pay them. Certainly, this cost associated with litigation was well worth the benefit we got. And they are certainly experts in the field, and certainly did an exceptional job of representing the interests of the taxpayers of Berks County in the litigation.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Christine. I also want to note, last week I was at the National Association of Counties Western Interstate Region meeting, as well as our NACO board meeting. I don't want to spend a lot of time, but just give a couple highlights. I was able to participate in a number of different mobile workshops, one of which was extremely fascinating. It was led by a lady from the University of Alaska, Fairbanks. She is the premier expert on drone testing and technology, primarily in the civilian area. I had no idea that the #1 testing facility, as I understand, in the world is right outside of Fairbanks. She took us through a number of things that they're involved in. They participate also with Canada, testing a number of their drones in the Yukon. And it is absolutely amazing where drone technology is going. And again, this didn't deal with national defense or anything like that. It had a lot more to do with everything from topography, doing surveys of whales. I saw images where I looked at the image and I couldn't see anything, but by overlaying it with software, they were able to count the number of whales, tell what type of whale was there. And again, without the enhancement of the software, you didn't see any of that. It was absolutely amazing. There were a number of other things I participated in. I don't want to get into them for time. I will tell you, one of the things that came out in a cyber security workshop, and we need to take a look at this. This is why I take notes, and this is one of the notes we want to come back. Found out that cyber insurance coverage can be impacted based on the source of the attack. So we need to take a look. It's becoming very, very difficult. Businesses, government, et cetera, to even get cyber insurance. But one of the things that can either cut the payout or eliminate the payout can be the source of the attack. So we need to kind of dig into our documentation in our insurance. And I know Mike Malinowski from EH&D will be a good source to help us with that. Again, I touch on some other things, but it was a very worthwhile time. Additionally, I want to note, and I'm going to share my screen here quickly, and I'll try to remember to tell you when I go off the screen. Next weekend, we will be having the 31st annual World War II weekend over at the Reading Regional Airport. It's June 3rd, 4th, and 5th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I want to encourage you to come out. This attracts people from not just all over the country, but all over the world. I believe it is still the largest World War II reenactment in at least the Western Hemisphere, again, if not the world. And it's not just displays and reenactors on the ground. There are all types of aircraft and flying aircraft. It is worth seeing. Absolutely an incredible time. Again, June 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I would highlight that on the 3rd and the 4th in the evening, and I don't know which band they have, but there's Swing Fever one evening and Let's Dance another evening. And it is all World War II era dance music. Anyone can go into the hangar and dance, but most of the people that do that are reenactors. And it is like stepping back in time when you're able to be there. And the reason, several years ago, I had my mother there, and my mother was a Red Cross volunteer at the Valley Forge Army Hospital at the end of World War II. And this one evening that I spoke, I shared a recording of a paper Red Cross record that she made with a blind soldier, World War II soldier. And I played it. And after I was done and got sat down, several young ladies, reenactors, came over that were dressed in Red Cross volunteer outfits, and they wanted a picture with my mother. So that was a neat thing to remember. So World War II weekend is a time of real memory, and that takes us to Memorial Day. My colleagues very appropriately noted this is a time worth celebrating and remembering. I believe all three of us are at the Y Missing Parade on Saturday, and I believe all three of us at Wernersville on Monday will be participating in both of those parades. There are a lot of other events taking place. I try to go to the ones that I'm asked to attend first. So if people want us to attend a different one next year, try to reach out to us early. I want to close with a poem. Commissioner Rivera referenced that Memorial Day really changed as a result of World War I. And there's probably no other poem that impacted Memorial Day and is more recited on Memorial Day than this poem. I don't know, I'm struggling today. It's called In Flanders Field. It was written by Lieutenant John McCrae. He was a Canadian soldier. Ultimately, this was written as a result of a very close friend that was killed in battle, and he wrote this a day or two later. Didn't think anything was going to come of it, but someone else had it published in an English newspaper, and sometime after that, it was published worldwide. It goes, in Flanders Field, where poppies blow, between the crosses row on row that mark our spot. And in the sky, the birds still singing sweetly fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunsets glow, loved and were loved. And now we lie in Flanders Field. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you, from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Field. Thank you. And with that, we'll turn for any comments with our row officers. Hearing none, do we have any, there's no public comment online. Is there any public comment in person?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
The meeting is adjourned.
You have troubles on your bike?